Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. So we are looking at all three sides of the connection. We've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it, the concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we're looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle. This middle section is looking at what is the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self to ultimately create the relationships that you desire and deserve. As I do in all of my readings, I have pulled the overall energy and clarified those messages, as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second, but I still have a different tarot deck I will be pulling from for each side of this connection, as well as the advice deck I will be using to close out the reading in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. On that note, the whole reading can be reversed. If that is the case for you, that's totally fine and totally normal. Again, take what helps, leave what doesn't. All right, Sagittarius, let's jump on in. I feel like this is going to be a deep reading today. I'm just looking at the overall energy, but I think you'll see what I mean after we talk about it. On your side of this connection, you have blame with the Three of Swords. It's obvious that this has been a very painful situation for you. I feel as if this connection has been the cause of a lot of heartbreak for you, possibly like time and time again. Now, this blame card, obviously, yes, you blame them for hurting you. I'm sure you are very justified. However, I feel as if this has turned into harboring a lot of resentment for this person for the hurt that they have caused you, which seems to kind of be perpetuating the cycle of pain. So they've hurt you, you had to deal with that experience. Now you have this anger and this resentment, which is justified, but that is actually continuing to create more pain for you. And I feel as if it's making it very hard for you to make the best decision for you, to move forward if that's what you wish to do, to create or rebuild this connection, whatever the case might be, because there is so much pain that has been caused here. Now this person, they have thorny with the Knight of Swords. So this thorny energy, just straight up going off of this picture of a cactus, the pricklies on a cactus are there for protection. It's the way that a cactus protects itself from predators. And I feel as if, if I like trying to, I like picture this person as a cactus in a way. And the closer you got, the more hurt you got because of their little pricklies, because of the ways that they were trying to protect themselves. Because this Knight of Swords is an energy of running. Is an energy of pushing away you, pushing away the connection. And I feel that as they pulled away, you tried to pull them in closer and ended up getting more and more hurt by their little pricklies. The overall theme for the reading, before we jump into the truth here, the overall theme for the reading is power. So I feel as if this reading is very much taking your power back from this. When someone has caused you a lot of pain, at some point it becomes unfair for that person to continue hurting you, even if the connection is in separation or if the connection is over. At some point there has to be this moment of taking your power back so you're able to say, you don't get to hurt me anymore. And I feel as if you haven't found your way into that space in this connection, because I feel as if you're still very much sitting in this Three of Swords energy. Again, very justified. You're not doing anything wrong, but I feel as if this pain is starting to really wear you down. And the goal is to kind of, take your power back to get out of that energy. Now, the truth of this connection, you have awakening with the Hierophant in reverse. So these are two cards here about awakening, perspective shift, stepping into kind of a new reality. I feel as if this connection has been I actually see this message in two ways. I feel as if this connection has been the root of an awakening for you, maybe spiritually or just kind of in general, awakening you to what it is that you truly deserve and what it is that you truly desire when it comes to love. And then I also feel like there is an awakening taking place when it comes to some sort of illusion shattering in this connection. What you thought it was going to be ends up not really, being that way, seeing someone for you want them to be instead of who they are. So I feel as if those awakenings go hand in hand here. So, like I said, deep reading. That's just the overall energy. So let's jump into the story to see what the heck is going on here, because obviously this has been very impactful for you if this is your reading. So let's start, Sagittarius, with your side of this connection. Sagittarius' side of the connection to the person that you're dealing with. There you are. Ooh, okay. Queen of Wands, right out of the gate, showing up in your own reading, whether you're male or female, doesn't matter, with the Ten of Pentacles here. So, you felt like you hit the jackpot with this person. I feel when you first met them or when the connection started to deepen, I feel as if you were like, yes, this is it. I've hit the jackpot with this person. Which, Seven of Wands in reverse with the World here, I feel like there's this energy of, because you felt as if you hit the jackpot with this person, you weren't paying attention to how this connection was truly making you feel. So weren't setting boundaries as much as you usually would, weren't standing up for yourself, were kind of letting things slide or justifying certain behaviors more than you typically would, kind of like falling back on your personal truths a little bit because you were like, well, I got to make this work. I've hit the jackpot with this person. And through that, I feel that a lot of things started to come out that it's like you were already kind of stuck in the cycle and you found yourself not really knowing what to do. Because I feel like you were so determined to make this work because of how good it seemed from the beginning here. Sagittarius' side of the connection. Which is why I feel like there's that energy of like illusion shattering, saying something for what you thought it was or saying something for what you wanted it to be, and then kind of, coming to this realization of seeing it for what it is, which is always, always, always so difficult to do. When you're dealing with any situation, especially people that you love, you're obviously going to see them through a very positive light, and we see them through the lens of all the good in them, that sometimes we have a tendency to ignore the not so good and how that's affecting us, which, that's where you have to learn that empathy and unconditional love is not the same as tolerance, right? We don't tolerate behavior just because we love someone unconditionally, because then that means we're not loving ourselves to the same extent. But let's keep going. Sagittarius' side of this connection. Okay, Page of Cups in reverse, Eight of Swords here, and you could be dealing with a air sign, but then right underneath that is the King of Cups. You could be dealing with a water sign too. It doesn't have to be either. Just see those energies here. So, I feel like, and we kind of just talked about this a little bit, but taking it a step further, it feels like you started kind of ignoring your gut a little bit in this connection. Maybe your gut was saying something isn't right, something's going on, this doesn't feel right, but you were saying, but this could be so good, and you were kind of holding out hope there. And again, I'm not saying you've done anything wrong, and this is not about self-blame, but I do very much feel as if there is a deeper purpose to what went down or is going down, if this is something you're still currently dealing with in this connection. Because this Eight of Swords is indication that there were limiting beliefs at play. This idea that if this connection didn't work out, you'd never have anything better, or that nobody could love you the way that this person could, or you would never feel for anyone the way that you felt for this person. You know, certain limiting beliefs started creeping in, which made you ignore the signs that there was like something wrong, because in your mind you were saying, I have to make this work. Which we've all done. We've all been at a place in our life at some point or another where we ignored ourselves, where we ignored our gut feelings because we felt like things had to be one way or another, or else we weren't going to be happy or loved or safe or successful or whatever the case is. So again, you know, this is not self-blame, but this is about taking your power back. And when I talk about taking your power back, what that means is focusing on what is within your control, because what's not in your control is other people and what other people do and how other people act and the decisions that they make. Nothing that you can do can control other people. But what you can do is learn how to respond differently next time so that you can break out of a cycle and learning to understand and forgive yourself for the way that you did respond, and understanding where that was stemming from, which is a lot of what my readings are about, kind of diving into what really went down, because it's not always black and white, right? Sagittarius' side of this connection. Ooh. Your inner child energy with the Page of Wands, Knight of Cups in reverse was deeply triggered through this. So there's a part of you who's just looking to be loved. You were just looking to be loved here, Sagittarius, and there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes when we don't think that we can be loved in the way we truly deserve, we'll often look for love in the wrong way or in the wrong people. And we don't do it consciously. Remember, 95% of our movements, choices, and decisions stem from our subconscious. Only 5% of the way that we interact with our reality is conscious level decision making, meaning the majority of how we are reacting and responding to our reality is going to come from subconscious patterns. So when we've adopted beliefs such as I'm unlovable and I'm not good enough and my value is completely dependent on other people seeing it, we will act from that place without even realizing that it's happening. And we'll look for love to try to heal those parts of ourselves through the love of other people, instead of focusing on the love of ourself, which is what that part of ourself is actually desiring. But through this connection and how things have gone down, this inner child, this part of you that is really just looking to be loved, felt even more unloved. And it made you feel even more so unable or incapable of having the love that you truly deserve and desire, which is why it hurt so freaking bad. Because that part of you that was like, I just want to be loved, almost felt like it was shown that that's not possible through this connection. So deep freaking stuff here, Sagittarius. This might not be for everyone, this reading. I feel like it is very, very personal, very specific, very much diving into, you know, all of our connections in our life are spiritual assignments. And there's always a deeper purpose for every single pain that we experience. As long as we are willing to see it in that way, we will learn from it and grow from it and evolve and better our lives in ways that we wouldn't be able to if that didn't happen. And the goal of this is to understand that our pain isn't for nothing. It doesn't have to be. It can feel like it, but it doesn't have to be. It can help us in some way, shape, or form make our life better in the end. But let's keep going. This person's energy towards Sagittarius, thorny with the Knight of Swords, trying to hug a cactus here. That was in somebody else's reading this week, but I don't remember who. This person's energy toward Sagittarius. Ooh. There's that Page of Wands. You brought up emotions for this person that they didn't really know how to handle with this Ace of Cups here. I feel as if both of your guys' like inner child trauma wounds were triggered in this connection and in different ways. You know, and it's interesting because I feel as if, so you have this Ace of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. It's like this person felt things in this that they didn't know how to fully handle, right? So I feel as if instead of handling it, they pushed it away, which came across as undervaluing you, as like taking you for granted, as not seeing your worth. And I'm not saying that, what I'm trying to get at here is I feel as if the reason that they ran isn't because you weren't good enough, but because they didn't know how to handle the intensity associated with this connection. And I feel like it was very intense for both of you for different reasons. It's a general reading, so I can't get too deep into that. But I do feel as if there was a part of this person that wanted it and a part of this person that was very scared of it. This person's energy towards Sagittarius. And so that's why it's like their thorns came out. They did what they could to protect themselves because that's what they were, you know, they were more afraid of getting hurt than of losing the connection. Now, that's not saying they don't value you. It's saying they value protecting themselves more. This person's energy towards Sagittarius. Oh, okay, more on this. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Three of Wands in reverse. And then there's the Tower. So they played it safe. And they continue to play it safe in this. Because this connection, should it come together in a healthy manner, would require this person to step out of their comfort zone. Would require this person to drop their guard. To, you know, not be so thorny. To allow you in. And that's something that this person is just not comfortable with. They are not capable of that. So it was easier for them to kind of burn the connection down than it was to deal with it. And that has nothing to do with your value or your worth. It has everything to do with their capacity to love, right? Now, that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. But what it does mean is that it's not personal. It feels like it because it's a personal connection, but it doesn't mean that this person did it intentionally to you to hurt you. And honestly, I definitely don't think they meant to hurt you. I just feel like they weren't prepared or ready for the intensity associated with this connection. This person's energy toward Sagittarius. Yeah, see, they had two options here. There's a fire sign energy. You could be dealing with another fire sign. Again, you don't have to be. Okay. It's like these are their two options. They could... It's like, yeah, because they're each going different ways. Each on horses going different ways. It's like they could be vulnerable, choose to take a risk, open themselves up, or they could end things. Now, whether or not they directly end things or they self-sabotaged, that's dependent on your situation. But I feel like it's like they had one of these two options, and they chose this one, this death card here. I'm not saying they were necessarily the one to end things. I just am saying that it's like their behavior was, I can either, you know, really try to make this work, or I can not, basically. I can, give up before even really giving it a chance. And leaving a lot of damage in the wake of this decision too. Like I'm looking at, this death card, there's someone laying on the ground here. It's like protecting themselves regardless of how it affects other people, regardless of how it affected you. And I feel like that's what is so difficult, because I really don't think that, I have a dog hair in my eyelash, so forgive me for that, but I really don't think that they meant to hurt you. Not justifying their behavior, but I am saying that I think that it goes a little bit deeper than just this being a decision that they made to hurt you. I feel like there's something deeper, right? So let's keep going. Sagittarius side of this connection. Sagittarius's energy toward this person. Now, here's the thing. Well, actually, hang on. Here's where here's where things get sticky. Is I feel like you kind of knew that this person wasn't letting you in. It's like they showed you maybe from the beginning. Because again, you felt that something was off in this. I'm speaking to a collective that like knew. You knew there was something off. You knew there was something up. But you pushed through anyway. You held on regardless of how you were treated. And, I'm not saying you were completely aware, but I do definitely feel as if this person was treating you a certain way, whether passively or not, and you were holding on to the connection, holding on to this person because you were like, well, this could be so good if this person would just stop, drop the thorns, right? So I also feel like that could be this person telling you what you want to hear, playing on your emotions a little bit, keeping you close but not letting you in. And a lot of that, is very out of your control. But what I feel was missed here was it feels like there's this energy of knowing that something was up, but ignoring that because of what you thought that this could be. So essentially abandoning self in the pursuit of this connection. And a lot of the anger that you hold, and I don't think a lot of people are going to want to hear this, but I need you to bear with me because it kind of seems to be the core of the reading, is actually at yourself. And I'm not saying you're not angry at this person, but I do feel a big reason as to why this is so hurtful and why this is hurting you so much is because you're angry at yourself for ignoring yourself. You're angry at yourself for the self-abandonment that took place. And I want to take it back to this Page of Wands and say, you didn't do anything wrong. You were just looking to be loved, but you had never experienced it. You haven't yet experienced it in the way you truly deserve. So how would you know how to go about receiving it? It's almost like needing to ace a test without knowing absolutely anything about it. Universe places a test in front of you. You're going to do the best you can, but you haven't studied, you didn't know the material, you weren't given a class ahead of time. So you can't be mad at yourself for not knowing how to go about it if you didn't really know what you know what you know now because you've been through it, right? But I do feel as if there is a lot of anger, yes, that you're holding toward this person, absolutely. But a lot of that is a projection of this anger that you have at yourself that's really needing to be healed so that this connection doesn't continue to harm you in the way that it has. Sagittarius' side of the connection. Now remember, this doesn't just have to be romantic. So I think sometimes this can apply to many connections around you. Sun in reverse. I don't feel like you were very happy or have been very happy in this connection for a while. Maybe you were kind of holding on to what you saw it to be in the beginning, or what you wanted it to be, which we've all done. And I'm not sitting here blaming you or saying you did anything wrong, but again, part of taking our power back is recognizing the role that we play in our own suffering so that we can make sure it doesn't happen to us anymore. So we can learn the lesson, close the cycle, and move forward to what is truly meant for us and what is going to be able to fulfill us and make us happy in the way that we deserve. And awareness is going to be key of that. Because the sun in reverse is this energy of listening more to your ego over your intuition. Now, our ego is not to be demonized. Our ego isn't this horrible part of ourselves that we need to kill off. It's literally your survival mechanism. Your ego's primary goal is to keep you alive. And what it will do is it will actually stay in situations that it knows it can survive, even if those situations aren't really what's best for you. And I feel as if that's a lot of what happened in this connection. You were so used to the heartbreak and are so used to the heartbreak and the pain and the disappointment caused by this connection that you have chosen to stay, or chose to stay for as long as you did, because you knew you could survive it. It was familiar. It wasn't a conscious choice. It was something that you felt was necessary. But it's also something that you have to heal from on both sides. I can tell you, coming from when I was in the midst of dealing with an emotionally abusive connection, the healing from that didn't truly take place until I started forgiving myself. And then it was easier to forgive that person because I was able to recognize the purpose that it played in my life. And I do very much feel as if this connection has a deeper purpose, especially spiritually, with this awakening card in the Hierophant here. But you have to be willing to see it that way to actually experience that. This person, or Sagittarius' energy. Someone walked away. Emperor with the Eight of Cups. Either this person walked away or you walked away from this person, but you felt you had to. And ever since then, it feels like you just can't move forward, even if you want to. You either want this person back or you want to, you wish that it never happened or whatever the case might be. And there's a reason why you've been stuck. There's a reason why you've been stuck. It's because the lesson associated hasn't been fully realized. The power hasn't fully been taken back. Our power isn't taken back when we make the decision to choose ourselves. That's where it starts. You start the cycle of stepping into your power. Your power is fully taken back whenever you reach a point in your life where your happiness, your ability to be loved, your ability to be successful, to be abundant, does not depend on that person's decisions. Whether it means their apology, whether it means their acknowledgement of your pain, whether it means that they come back, whatever it is that you might be waiting for in order to fully heal. Your power lies in your ability to, which you do have the ability to create a life for yourself that allows you to be happy and abundant and successful in all the things that you desire, regardless of what this person does and has done. That's where closure truly lies. Closure doesn't come from somebody else, it comes from yourself. And this is about finding that within yourself from this place of recognizing that this has a deeper purpose in your life. And that deeper purpose is to teach you that your ability to be happy, first of all, is going to depend on your ability to trust your gut and trust yourself even when it's hard. And second of all, to understand that does not depend on somebody else. And you can still be loved in the way that you deserve and desire. Even if you think this is a twin flame, a soulmate, whatever, you still have the ability to be loved in the way that you desire, regardless of this person, regardless of what they do. You have more power than you think. But you have to take it back to really truly see that. And part of that is going to be looking at what is within your control. Is really the truth of it. All right, this person's energy towards Sagittarius. It's very obvious that this person isn't making decisions that align with their highest good. The Two of Wands in reverse, and just kind of the overall general vibe that I'm getting from this energy. Running away from love, pushing away things that are good for them, protecting themselves even from things that, aren't there to cause harm, because I'm sure you're like, I have the best intentions. I don't know why this person is so dead set on protecting themselves from me. It has nothing to do with you. Just like your ability to be happy doesn't have anything to do with them, their ability to self-sabotage doesn't have anything to do with you. So yeah, this person isn't making decisions that align with their highest good, and that's hard. It's hard when you're watching somebody that you love make decisions that aren't good for them. But there is literally nothing that you can do to make that better, to make this person make better decisions, to make this person choose themselves, to make this person love themselves enough to make good decisions for them. So what you're really looking to do is love yourself enough to where those decisions, you look more as a reflection of them and what they are dealing with in their life, instead of a reflection of you and your value, because it isn't. This person's energy toward Sagittarius, please. Whoa. I didn't mean to pick that up. So it's the Eight of Cups. They're sad about this with the Five of Cups. They're upset about how this has ended. A cardinal keeps landing right there in my window. Or that might be Robin actually this time, but it was a cardinal before. But just like on this chair outside. I can't tell. But that's why I keep looking out over there. I'm like, it's like they're sad that things are the way that they are. They did desire this connection, but they are not capable of showing up for it. They haven't done the healing. They don't know themselves enough to override their instinct to push you away, to protect themselves from even the good. Now that stems from their unhealed trauma, right? So their decisions based on their unhealed trauma. Your decisions based on your unhealed trauma. You can't fix their unhealed trauma, but you can address yours. And understand that when we're looking for love in people that don't love us the right way, there really is a part of ourselves that doesn't believe we can be loved in the way we truly deserve. And so we almost prove ourselves correct by constantly searching for it in a person or people who don't know how to give it to us. This person's energy toward Sagittarius. Let's get one more for them. Strength in reverse with the Page of Swords. I don't think, based on this reading, these cards, they don't feel good enough for you. They don't feel good enough to match the kind of love that you have to give them. Now, how do I say this? I don't know if this person would ever truly say, I'm not good enough for you, or I can't give you what you want or need, or maybe they have, but then they keep you hanging on. Because in a world where everyone was making decisions that were both best for them and for other people, this person wouldn't have even gotten involved in a connection like this if they already knew from the get-go that they didn't know how to show up for it. But that requires self-awareness. That requires looking at things from the perspective of, love, true love, both for yourself and for others. This person's in survival mode, which is pursuing from a place of fear, not from a place of love. Doesn't mean they didn't have love for you. It means that love was overshadowed by fear. And their decisions from fear have way more to do with them, have everything to do with them, and nothing to do with you. So you can be angry about the way that you're hurting. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But your healing isn't truly going to take place until you dive into that anger and try to understand where it's really stemming from. And you'll start to see that, yes, you're angry at them, but you're also angry at yourself for letting this happen Not blaming you, not saying you even let it happen on purpose, but this had to happen for you to know what you know now. If you didn't go through it, you wouldn't know what you know now. But now is about really learning what the purpose of this connection was for you. Because I feel on the other side of this, especially with this power and the awakening and the Hierophant, I feel like when you're able to fully take your power back from this connection, which you have, I don't care who I'm talking to, you have the full capability to do that, to heal and to take your power back from this. There is so much good on the other side of that. So if your focus is on what this person needs to change and what they need to do different and how they need to heal and how they need to grow, you're going to stay stuck in this cycle of anger and hurt the more that they don't change. So, but when you direct your energy to yourself and say, what can I do to improve my life? How can I use this pain and transmute it into good? How can I take this horrible heartbreak, this horrible feeling, this horrible energy, and transmute it into love for myself, to allow myself to attract what is truly meant for me? There's a deeper spiritual connection here for sure, and the purpose goes way beyond the surface. And when you can start to see it from that perspective, because it's not all black and white, this person's decisions aren't all black and white, and when you can start to see it from that perspective, you're truly going to start to see progress in your healing. And we can't change other people, but we can change ourselves. And as you start to change, you will watch the people around you change. Either people that aren't meant for you will fall away, people that are will raise their vibration, and you'll attract the people that will match that vibration that you're putting off. I've watched it happen in my life and the lives of others that I've coached. I promise you it's possible for you. But the deeper lesson associated has to be addressed first so that you can close out the cycle for good. In between this connection, you have awakening with the Hierophant in reverse. This is diving into the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. I'm going to pull 9 different messages, and I have an advice card to pull for you at the very end. Thank you so much, Sagittarius, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Sagittarius, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Sagittarius.